Welcome into our ESPN FC World Cup studios. We have just wrapped up the penultimate day of the group stages, just about put ink in the entire knockout phase. We're almost there. We'll get there tomorrow. But first things first, with Shaka Hislop, Claudio Reyna, Tommy Smith, I am Max Bredos. We begin with Argentina, who finished top of Group F, and they will be joined by Nigeria, who are the champions of Africa, and so far the first African team through there. They might be joined by a couple more tomorrow. Time will tell. But let's talk about this effort, Claudio, and we'll begin with, obviously, Lionel Messi, who people were wondering how big of a tournament he has had. He's having a big one.
He sure has. He's definitely shown up. 4 goals, fantastic ones today. The free kick was world class, and it's great. It's great for Argentina for him to be playing the way he is, and you know, I think now all the opponents are fearing this guy. He is the main man, and they're well on their way. I mean, this is fantastic for them to win the group, and he's an amazing player. You know, we all know what he can do, but to have him score 2 goals, and all these goals, if you look at them, they're just fantastic goals. All 4 of them. You know, he looks happy. He seems to have that smile again, which is great.
Yep. The one concern here, we talked about the comparisons, Diego Maradona, Tommy. Can he do it all by himself? Because for the most part, it seems like that's what's been happening for Argentina.
Well, without him, I mean, if you go back, he had the winner, he had the winner, he had the winner. So if he doesn't get the winners, I mean, Argentina are in real trouble. They're just not playing well. And at the back, I mean, you give up 2 goals to Nigeria today, and they were really out of sorts in that respect. And, you know, I don't know. I can't see Argentina winning it unless somebody else steps up. And now Aguero's injured, so who knows how long he's going to be out for.
I mean, the thing for me, and you're right, Tommy, I don't think Argentina played well. But the good thing is, well, both Argentina and Messi have improved with each successive game. And I think that's fairly ominous, given the form that Messi showed against Nigeria.
Claudio, do you think this team, the way they have looked, obviously we don't want to underscore the fact they won 3 games. Not many teams could say they did this in this World Cup. But based on the way they look, are they capable of making a run here? Granted, they're on the right side of the bracket where they might catch a break or 2.
Yeah, well, they won the group, and that's important. So now they're playing, you know, on paper a weaker team, but Switzerland will not be easy. I don't know. They still have a lot of things to get right. You know, the defense isn't great. They're giving away some goals. They haven't really been, you know, clicking as you would expect with the firepower they have. But it's interesting. I think Lavezzi coming on could give them the balance that they need, having a real out-and-out winger on the right side with Di Maria. So I think they'll improve, and we'll see. I think right now I can't see them going to the final. It'll be tough.
What does that, really quickly, what do you think that does for Kun Agüero if Lavezzi, they did look a little better with him in there?
Yeah, he certainly wouldn't feel too good about it, but the man that's making them tick and the man that's helping Messi out a lot is Di Maria. I mean, he is having a great tournament. I mean, he's coming off of a Champions League final where he was the man of the match, and he's just slotted in here. I mean, that first shot today set them right.
Look, for me, it hasn't been vintage Argentina. And yes, you could expect, and maybe rightly expect, a bit more. But you could probably say that about everybody in the tournament. After the touch blew the Spanish away opening game, they seem to stumble against Australia. Nobody has really been consistently fantastic throughout. And for me, yes, Argentina are not great, but as I said before, improving. And right now, I don't see why we write them off.
It will be the Swiss taking on Argentina. France will take on Nigeria, which certainly on paper looks like a great match. So not the best French effort we saw at this World Cup over 3 games, Tommy, but how would you look at that 90 minutes that they had today?
Well, I think they're very quietly confident. You know, there's not a lot of talk. You don't hear a lot of people saying, oh, yeah, France are really going well. You hear people saying, oh, the Dutch are going well and Brazil are with it. But France are kind of sneaking up on everybody. And I think he did a great job today, giving everybody some playing time, giving a little rest to some players. He made everybody on the squad feel important today, and that is very important.
Yeah, I think it's not a question whether the French have talent. Everyone knows they're talented. They left players home like Nazi and Ribéry, and Ribéry with an injury, but Deschamps' main job here was to make sure this team was united, wasn't any problems off the field, and it looks like everything is going well. He got some players, other players, some playing time, And I think they're a tough team. They're a difficult team. Anyone who's going to play them, I think they can have a nice run in this World Cup.
They're very balanced, aren't they? I mean, you look at them.
After what happened in 2010, a lot of people, myself included, half expected this French team to implode. But they've been anything but. And started off the tournament fantastic. I thought they were almost irresistible against the Swiss. And you're absolutely right here, Tommy. Deschamps did a wonderful job in rotating his squad, trying a couple of things with games to come in mind. They can pose as big
I'm going to tell Frank Leboeuf on you that you expected his team to implode. I'm going to tell him.
What a tattletale.
I'll tell him.
Okay, let's not worry about that. We know we got consistency, we got balance from the French. We didn't get that from the Swiss. They looked a bit spotty against Ecuador, Tommy. Then they got devastated against the French. Came back really nice today. What do you think the real Swiss team is? A team that came into this tournament seeded.
Well, I think that they'll certainly go through the next one. I think if they play the way they played today, and I mean, they have just that knack of getting the ball into space. They have good runners. They have players who will get onto the ball. And Shaqiri, if he give him the ball anywhere around the box, the way he's going, I wouldn't be surprised, but he'll score a few more for you.
The Argentinian bloodlines for you, Claudio. Any concern from this Swiss team ahead of that matchup?
Not really.
Whoa!
Not really. I think Argentina would be happy that they're playing Switzerland. I think they would have more trouble with an Ecuador being from South America, so I think they prefer this. It's going to be great to see the two little lefties from each team leading their respective teams. So I think Argentina will get through. It will not be easy, but they should get through.
Nothing should be.
As good as the Swiss looked today against Honduras, against Argentina, I think it'll be a bridge way too far for them. You saw how they almost lay down against the French. And as I keep saying, I feel Argentina are getting better. And it's a great opportunity for them to not only improve in that respect, but to leave a little bit of a mark in this knockout stage.
He's just anti-Europe, that's all.
Welcome back. A closer look at the knockout brackets on the left side, guys. This is where most people want to avoid, because you have Brazil, you have highly rated Chile, impressive Colombia, and the French. Group G, we're thinking it might be Germany, could be the USA. We'll find out on Thursday. And then on the right side, it is looking easier, Claudio. I think a lot of people are saying that because you got Costa Rica taking on Greece. But how much of a gap do you think it is between the left and the right? By the way, Group H winner will probably be Belgium.
Yeah, it's a big difference, to be honest. I mean, they certainly didn't do the home team any favors when they got Chile and the winner of Colombia, Uruguay. I mean, the right side of the bracket he's just shown is easier. So the route to the final, we were talking before about Argentina, I might change my opinion there. You know, Belgium is not easy. They still need to take care of business tomorrow. But it's a major difference in terms of the level of the teams. I mean, you have Greece and Costa Rica, again, taking nothing away because nothing is easy in a World Cup. But Brazil certainly has their work cut out.
Tommy, how do you see the two sides?
Yeah, I would say Brazil have the work cut out. But the one danger for Argentina, like the Dutch are on that side, the same side, aren't they? I mean, the way the Dutch have played so far, they'll take a bit of beating, so they will, because they're also a squad that we've seen them in the Euros and they weren't together. They're certainly together
Mexico?
now. Yeah.
You're writing off the Mexicans?
Yeah.
Either way, Argentina, Netherlands, that sounds tremendous if we see that down the road. Interesting, on the left side of the bracket, we've talked about how good the South American teams are, but you have all four of them cooped up in there on the top side of the left. How do you think that will shake out?
I think that would be a challenge. Brazil obviously did not have to play in qualifying, so didn't have to meet these teams in the lead up to the tournament. But they're on home soil, and you do have to fancy them at this point. I think Colombia have exceeded expectations, especially without Falcao. France, Nigeria, again, you're never quite sure what to get with those two. I don't think, as I said before, many expect a lot from the French coming into the tournament, but they have looked good value so far. And then Germany, if they do win Group H, or Group G, excuse me, Germans are always a test for anyone.
You think, Tommy, we look at these European teams after we've sung the praise of the South Americans, they're all pocketed in that corner. Do you think the European teams can start to shine, rise to the top here at the back end of the tournament?
Yeah, I think they can, but I fear for them because I really feel that the conditions are affecting them. I mean, certainly the heat and the humidity is having. I mean, when you listen to one of the Italian players said the other day he was having hallucinations. When he looked, he could see 4 players, but there was only 1 player standing. That's not a good thing. You can't tackle them all.
I think you're having a hallucination every day on this set.
I'm not buying that, Tommy. That's.
Well, then explain to me how many goals have been scored in injury time in this World Cup compared to other World Cups. Why is there so many goals going in so late?
Is that only a European
higher.
thing, though?
What?
Is that only a European thing?
No. But I mean, the Europeans are less. When did an Englishman ever play in
all right.
91 degrees?
Let me put it this way. 6 teams in the cooler climate of the last World Cup in 2010, South Africa. 6 European teams went through the knockout stage. We already have 6 European teams in the knockout stage in Brazil. Russia can make it 7 tomorrow. So how are the Europeans performing worse this time around?
Well, the big teams are performing worse. Spain, England, Italy. Come on, Shaq.
All right.
No, hold on.
about that?
Italy crashed out in the group stage last year, last World Cup. That's irrelevant. I mean, they're still. If you want to make this a pro-European bias or pro-big European country bias, fair enough.
Let's pick that debate up tomorrow when we wrap it up. Claudio, sorry to put you right in the middle of that. I'm sure you wanted to wave the American flag as well. Make sure you tune in to ESPN FC, our World Cup edition. Check your local listings. Sad day tomorrow. We wrap up the group stages, which means the finish line is in sight. There is Group G. Germany and the United States meet. Portugal then take on Ghana. We also wrap up in Group H. Let's start, guys, really quickly. Who wins Group G? Who finishes second and joins them in the knockouts? Shaka?
I'm going to say Germany wins Group G and the U.S. joins them in the knockout round.
Oh.
I agree. The same exact thing.
Do they tie? The Germans and the Americans?
I think they're going to tie. I think the U.S. will get a draw. You know, I think the one thing we have to be concerned about is Portugal's effort in this game. I'm a little concerned that they might quit on it a little bit, and Ghana could score some goals.
Tommy?
Well, I'll be nice to them. I'll agree.
Yeah, so tie. Because the U.S. ain't getting through with a loss.
Just for the sake of agreeing.
Group H, it's South Korea and Belgium, then Algeria, Russia. I think we can all agree Belgium wins a group?
I will, yeah.
All right, who finishes second?
I think Russia get the better of the Algerians.
That puts them through.
I think Algeria is going to take it. I think they're
like your style.
With the weather.
I think it'll be a draw. Oh.
Which
Russia,
opens the door.
Russia.
So, okay, so there you go. The Europeans will get 7, according to Tommy.
Not me.
There you go. Join us Thursday as we wrap out the group stages. Start making your plans for Friday. You have a day off from World Cup coverage. For Shaka, Claudio, Tommy, I am Max. Join us on ESPN FC, ESPNFC.com as we get you ready for this final day of the groups.